Yo, what's up guys, Blisto here, and today I'm bringing you my 6.2 Almost Warrior PvP guide. I will be going over my talents, glyphs, macros and the priority system. So to start off my talents, at level 15/tier 1 I am using Juggernaut. You can also use double time Warbringer, but I just prefer Juggernaut. You get a charge every 12 seconds instead of 20 seconds. I think it's better. That's just me, it's personal preference. You can also use double time Warbringer, it just really doesn't matter. Just play around a little bit and then decide what you think is the best one. Level 30, tier 2, just use enrage generation. The other two aren't that good. It just instantly heals you for 10% of your maximum health and an additional 20% over 5 seconds. It is usable while stunned, so that's really good while playing against like a rogue and he kidney smoke bomb you and you don't have a trinket available. You can use enrage regeneration. Level 45, you got Taste of Blood, Sudden Death and Slam. Just use Sudden Death. It's a filler up, you know, otherwise you're only using like Mortar Strike, Whirlwind, Colossal Smash, and now you can just fill everything up with Execute. And it hits like a train, of course. At level 60 we got Stormbolt or Shockwave. It depends on the comp you're facing. I generally always use Stormbolt. Only use Shockwave when fighting against like very heavy melee cleaves, or at least when I'm sure I can at least hit 3 targets every time I'm using Shockwave. Because when you hit 3 or more targets, Shockwave gets a cooldown of 20 seconds instead of 40 seconds. That's the only time Shockwave is better than Stormbolt. At level 75 we got Mass Spell Reflection and Safeguard. That's the two options. Mass Spell Reflection is generally the go-to talent because like a mage casting Polymorph, you can't stop it anymore with your pummel because it's a cooldown or you're out of range. You just Mass Spell Reflection and your healer doesn't get bullied and the mage does get bullied. You got Safeguard, it just simply intervene but with a 20% damage reduction on it for 6 seconds. So that's better against like heavy melee cleaves, rogue and warrior or something, or TK warrior TSG, something like that. At level 90 we got Bladestorm or Avatar. Bob Path isn't good, Avatar isn't really good at all too for an Almost Warrior, and Bladestorm is really good because of the cleave damage. An Almost Warrior just relies on cleave damage. So Sweeping Strikes with Bladestorm is really good. It's a really good combination, so I would always recommend going for Bladestorm instead of Avatar. At level 100 we just use Anger Management. You also got Ravager and Siegebreaker. Siegebreaker is not that good, to be honest. It can be good for one-shotting, but I prefer Anger Management because every 30 raids I spend, the cooldown of several abilities is reduced by 1 second. So like for Stormbolt, for Recklessness, Die by the Sword. So if you just burn through a lot of raids, you get shorter cooldowns. I think it's really good. So these are the talents I'm using. Let's go to the glyphs. As the glyphs I got Glyph of Bull Rush. Your charge generates 15 additional rage. You can swap this out for long charge for the increased range on your charge by 5 yards. I generally just go with Bull Rush. I just like it. We got Glyph of Root Interruption. Successfully interrupting a spell with Pummel increases your damage by 6% for 20 seconds. It's a good talent because like you're sitting on a healer and you're kicking his heal. You got for 20 seconds 6% increased damage. And 6% is a lot for 20 seconds. 20 seconds long, 6% increased damage. That just it doesn't look like much, but it is massive. And then we got Glyph of Mortal Strike. When your Mortal Strike is affecting a target, healing effects on you are increased by 10%. That's just a go-to talent for Almost Warrior, especially when you're getting trained. It's really good. You also got Shattering Toe for when you're fighting like a mage or a paladin. And I would say generally swap it over for Bull Rush or Root Interruption and not for Mortal Strike. I prefer for Root Interruption, I think, because Bull Rush just generates a lot of rage. So to go over my macros, I got Focus Stormbolt, it's just normal at focus macro. Focus Pummel, the same as Focus Stormbolt. My Intervene / Safeguard macro for my healer and for my DPS. It just casts Safeguard, and target lost enemy. And you can also use it in battlegrounds by slash target friend and slash cast safeguard. Not using this one. My pummel macro, it just cancels Aura Blade Storm and casts pummel. I don't have that one here. Blade Storm and then cast. Oh, I didn't write it good. I thought so. It just cancels Aura Blade Storm. Aura Blade Storm. I just got Deep H, you know. Aura Blade Storm and casts pummel. My Recklessness macro, it casts Recklessness and uses my TPS trinket. This one. It also casts Bloodbath, but I'm never using Bloodbath, so it's just sitting there but doing nothing. My Spell Reflect macro, it casts Spell Reflection and cancels Aura Blade Storm and stops casting for a quick Spell Reflection reaction. My Victory Rush macro, it cancels Aura Blade Storm, cancels Aura Hand of Protection and casts Victory Rush. You won't need it that much, I think, but when you need it, you're really like, oh shit, I got this macro, thanks, you know. Then we got my Charge macro, it casts Charge and casts Hamstring, so I don't have a separate keybind for Hamstring. I use that one in my Charge macro. Also casts Rend and cancels Aura Blade Storm, of course. Then we got my Focus Sphere, it just simple Focus, Charge and Fear. I'm sorry. Focus, Charge and Fear macro, so you don't have to get separate keybinds for that, just use one keybind. And then we got my Heroic Throw macro. It's just useless now because it used to cast Heroic Throw and cast Throw after, but Throw is gone, so this macro is useless. Life, it just casts Rallying Cry or Less Stand, depends on if you're Prot or Arm slash Fury. I don't know if Less Stand is still the ability for protection instead of Rallying Cry, but it used to be, so I got it. And then, last but not least, my Wall macro. I'm not using Shield Wall that much, Shield Barrier, but when you're using it, it just automatically casts Defensive Stance and uses Shield Barrier. So you don't have to use things with that. So now to go over the priority system, start with a Charge, of course. Then follow it up with Mortal Strike, always use Mortal Strike. Rend as much targets as possible. And start cleaving, just activate Sweeping Strikes. Use procs when they are available. Use Mortal Strike. If you want to do a lot of damage, just do Colossus Smash and start roll winding. And don't forget to reapply Rend, of course, like this. And then just continue doing damage. And when you want to do a lot of damage, you can just like Recklessness with Blade Storm for a lot of cleave damage. And once it's done, just refresh. Just make sure you apply Rend on all your targets. Keep Sweeping Strikes up as much as possible and cleave. Just cleave them all down for massive amount of damage. That's all. That's just the priority system for Arms Warrior. So I hope it helped you guys. If it did, just tell me. If I missed anything, tell me in the comments. Don't forget to give the video a like. Subscribe to my channel if you didn't already. And I will see you on my next video. See ya.